Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist here. I want to talk to you today about the ugly stick from Mission Preparedness. LJ and D. Scott over there, the combat veteran owned, if you will, group of Mission Preparedness has actually sent me some products to check out. And hey buddy, we want to actually talk to you about those today. What this is designed for is actually ensuring your fire. Now, apparently dogs like the taste of them too, because I think they ate my other one. Anyway, so what this is, and we'll actually talk about it in more detail, and I'll actually show it to you as well. I'll actually show it to you as well up close. It's actually it's jute twine wrapped in paraffin and impregnated with 3 other processes to ensure that you've got a lighted fire or a lighted match, if you will, in dealing with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to check that out. Keep in mind they've got 2 options as far as that goes on eBay, and I'll actually put the link down below. You like them? Yeah. This is Odin. He got a bad shave job, so you got to let his hair grow out. Not a very pretty dog at the moment. Anyway, we've got 2 different options as far as the size go. We've got 9 centimeter designed for an Altoids 10. Apparently they didn't eat it. I just put it down on top of it. 9 centimeters in the Altoids 10 fits perfectly. And then 12 centimeters, which is not designed for an Altoids 10 unless you actually fold it up. And the way we're going to do this and the way we're going to review these today is a couple of different options as far as what they have said it will do. Our main goal or ignition source is spark. So we're going to be using a ferro rod. We can use the one that they sent us as well. But we're going to use a ferro rod for this because when you look at the insurance of lighting a fire, there's a couple of things you want to consider, if you will, especially in a survival situation. I carry a BIC on me. I can carry it on a plane because it is an approved device. However, if it's not a BIC and it's cold, it doesn't light all the time. The other side of that is eventually that runs out of fuel. Now, granted, will your ferro rod eventually run out? Yeah, but when you look at the size of the one I normally carry, it's going to take a while. All right, this again assures me of fire. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to light it with the ignition source of spark. We're going to deal with the one that's in the Alabama mug. Yes, they play LSU today. I'm very happy. And then you see I've got one that's been sitting there for right around 45 minutes now. The other side is we've actually got one that we've busted open, torn it apart, broke it down because again it is jute twine, and we're going to light that as well with a spark ignition. Okay, so let's get to that. I do want to point out 2 things before we go on through this. Again, it is combat veteran owned, 3 generations of combat vets. So guys, thank you so much for letting me review this, and thank you so much for your service. I do support the vets. I do thank you for all you have done for us, for our country, and for others. I do appreciate that very much. But let's just get through the facts real quick. So if you get 75 of the long ones, the 12 centimeters, it's $21.99 on eBay. Again, I'll put that in the link below. And then if you get 75 of the smaller ones, the 9 centimeter, $18.99. Do I think it's worth it? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I'll show you why I think that when we go through the actual tests and review of this product. Okay? Stay tuned for that. Okay, so the first thing you saw in the intro video was me actually lighting one of these up, and I'm going to do that again. Let me move my tinder bundle and ditch the notes for now. But what you do is you actually take the ugly stick and you rough up the end. So if I take the raw end, this is one I've already been working on, take the raw end, actually twist it a little bit, and then I actually put my fingers about a 1/4 inch down and literally rough it up. Now, one thing, again, making sure that you ensure fire is you can char the end, and it will give you, that extra assurance. Do you want to do that to all of them? That's up to you. I don't have to. You don't need to. I thought when I first got these, I thought you did because I tried lighting it and it wouldn't light. So I charred the end. It worked great. And then I got into a better I won't say a better situation because I was goofing around the first time, but I got out here with one of them, and you can see the fluffed end. Again, it's jute twine wrapped in paraffin or wrapped in wax, and then impregnated with 3 other processes. After you rough it up, you stick it on the back of your striker, knife if you will, or striker. And what you do, move this because I want to make sure I don't accidentally strike that. And then you just literally take and make sure you get the fire rod right. And you can see it lights up pretty well. Again, I use this one. I call it a lightning rod, thunder stick, whatever you want to call it. I got that one from a different company. That's the one I use most of the time. When you're done, again, just fluff it up, and then you're ready to use again. So I'm going to use theirs this time, just so that you can see it's not the ferro rod. And you just take and again stick it to the back. I've got a saw edge on that one. I'm not a big fan of the saw edge, but I do use it every once in a while. Anyway, you stick it on the back like that, and then come on, Sally. Now again, this goes back to the products. I think that theirs is a great fire rod. What I see, and you see it does work. What I know about my research of doing ferro rods and things like that, that's the reason I use this one. Nothing wrong with theirs. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. You see that I can light with it. It does shoot out a good bit of sparks and better than some of the cheap ones. But I do prefer mine just because, well, I know I know how it works, and it works great. So there's that. But what you did see is I got that if it does go down and I want to light a tinder bundle with it, I can certainly still got an ember. We can work on that and then blow it into flame. So there's that. That's how you use it. Okay, that's the regular usage of it. Now again, the other one is if you want to make sure you've got a tinder bundle lit. I actually took and broke this one down, and y'all see my video on jute twine. If you haven't, I urge you to go check it out. I know the dogs are fixing to go ballistic in just a moment because the dog next door has gone crazy. But what we did is we just kind of opened it up a little bit. And one of the things I want to try, I'm going to move these off to the side, guys. One of the things I want to try is I want to actually try just lighting it without putting it in the tinder bundle. The reason being is because I want to see how well it does on its own first. Okay. I guess that answers that. A sure to fire, fire extender, if you will. Really, that's it there, and doing it this way with it puffed up and toughed up, it actually works well. The thing I see about it is you're going to get more life out of keeping it this way. But if you use 2 in conjunction, you could get a longer period of time. I think that would work great. And again, guys, this is just my initial thoughts, right? I try to do these tests on camera so that we're not sitting here prejudging anything. Okay, but I want to make sure that hey, that works out great. I think that was fantastic. Put that out, and I'll put this one in my Altoids tin. Cinnamon flavor. All right, so now comes to me one of the ultimate tests, right? This is one of the things they talk about that they really, I don't know that they say, yes, we can do this, because it's not on the list that they gave me. And this is straight off of their site, by the way. Reliability, ease of lighting, not lightning. It's relighting when it's relighting when it's put out in water. Which is what I did a while ago. I could tuft it up and light it again, and we'll try that as well. It's lightweight, which it's jute twine, for crying out loud. It's light as crap. It's compact nature, and it's easy in storage. And you can see I could put 1, 2, 75 of those, however many, in my Altoids tin as I go through that. Now, let's look at this one. Remember, I put it out in water. And I'm going to dip it back in water one time. We're going to do it that way first, and then we're going to go to the big one. I'm going to let that soak just a little bit longer. Basically, you can just take and squeeze off or squeegee off the water, the moisture, and then we take the end and tuft it up again about a 1/4 inch. And you know, the thing about ensuring fire or ensuring that you're going to get what you want is you got to do the pre-work, right? So it's, you know, laying out all the sticks that you have and making sure you've got the different sizes of sticks. But I actually roughed this sucker up a pretty good bit. And again, it's a big 1/4 inch. Looks, I would say that looks pretty good. And then we'll stick it back on the end of the striker. And you can see it's already lit. So that to me is, again, assuring and ensuring your fire. As it goes through, you can see some of the sparks sparking back up and lighting off. That's the same with their lighter as well. So we've got some good, reliable ignition source, right? So put that out in water. I know that's going to work next time. Now, here comes, in my opinion, the ultimate test. We did this with a couple of other things. I've done it with several different lighters, if you will, or tinder or ignition sources. Petroleum jelly and cotton balls is always the big one, right? So keep in mind that's pretty much what this is. Now, I've had this sitting where just a piece of it's been sticking out and it's wet up to the top. So I know for a fact that water is in it. Now, what I'll do is, I'll squeegee it off. Try not to get, now make sure my hands are dry so I can do what I need to do. Light it up, or tuft it up rather. Again, you're just trying to make sure you've got more surface area, which is why you even tuft it up at all, right? Is to make sure, again, that insurance of fire. Let's go and tuft that up. All right. Now, and I can tell you right now, I've already just been rubbing on it. It's dry. It's definitely waterproof in that respect. That gave me an ember, but it didn't give me what I wanted. So let's do it again. Light my whole log on fire over here. Right. They're probably watching this video going, no, you got to hold it this way. All right, so what I'm getting, you see, I'm getting embers in there. And there we go. All right, so again, that's been sitting for about 45 minutes. I actually put it in the coffee cup, the water, when I first got out here set up, and it takes me a little while to set up and do all the intro videos and the intro and do everything I need to do. But guys, I'm here to tell you that right there is a big proof point for me. The fact that we can get you know, something that has been soaked in water and then it still lights. Now, easy to go at this point. I can go in and light my tinder bundle. Will I, won't I? Hey, guess what? Some of you probably want to, so let's go ahead and do that. So while we're talking about it, and then I can put this out, right? Now, tinder bundle's on fire. Flip it over, we're good to go. I can have my ferro rod roll into the fire. We've all seen that, right? Anyway, long story short, guys, this is a product that works. Flat out, plain and simple. No matter how you look at it, it is something that works. Over to the fire pit. It is a product that works. I'm pleased that I was able to come in and work with this and make it work. And you know, it's funny how I go through the stages of testing a product. First is I go and try to do things first. Me lighting it while I was sitting around a campfire, great. And I realized, hey, you know what? I might need to do some other things to it. And then when I actually got in to do the physical tests of it, I didn't have to do any of that. So for me, that was very pleasing. That I didn't have to do any prepared work up front. I just know that I'm going to get a good fire. All right, folks, so there you have it. The Ugly Stick by Mission Preparedness. Again, LJ, D. Scott, yep, just checking. Mission Preparedness gmail.com. 3 generations of combat vets. Guys, again, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for letting me review this. I would add this to my kit in a heartbeat. In fact, I've got several of them that I am going to go and do. Add those to several different kits that I have, because I want to make sure or ensure that I have a reliable source of ignition for starting a fire. The benefit is that I can actually carry these on a plane, whether big or small. I can actually carry those on a plane with no issue. I can carry those in my backpack. I can carry them in my pocket, for crying out loud. I can put them in a knot and stick them in my, on my keyring. The reality is that they will ensure my fire. They will make sure that I get everything I need done. So appreciate you staying with me for the test. Thanks for your likes, your tweets, your retweets, your subscribes, your sharing. And guys, hey, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and until next time, use your instincts to survive. I can't wait for the dog next door to bark. Anyway, apparently today is dog barking day. Great. Instinct Survivalist here. How y'all doing today?